Hey everybody, Dave Pearson, Regional Educator for L'Oréal Professionnel. Today we are going to talk Babylights. Babylights are certainly a popular trend right now. They are not going anywhere, and so what I'm going to be doing today is doing a little demonstration on my Ellie here. So let's get to it. So what I have here is I have one sachet of Majimeche, which is a beeswax based cream. I have 1 ounce of the cream piece of the Majimeche lightener system. All right. Then I have 1 ounce of Majicremé 30 volume. So what I'm gonna do is mix it all up so it's equal parts, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. Give this a little stir, hopefully without getting any of it on my carpet. I love the smell of Majimeches. It smells like fresh cut rose petals. So it is non-ammonia. It will give you up to 5 levels of lift on virgin hair, and its processing time is 30 minutes without heat or 15 minutes under environmental heat. So like a halo dryer. All right, so I got this all mixed. I'm gonna show you how creamy it is. Super creamy. All right. Love the way it smells. Just wanna break up all that beeswax. Just takes a minute. All right. So here's Ellie. This side of Ellie has already been done. She had 3D balayage with multi-techniques powder with 30 volume. She lifted beautiful. She has been glossed with L'Oréal Glow L12 with 12.5 volume developer. She processed for about 15 minutes and it neutralized the brass from her highlights. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to start with Ellie on her hairline. Most guests, you know, the hairline is super important to them because that is the piece, right, that's right around their face that everyone sees. And so if you mess that up, they're not going to be happy with you. So let's talk about it. What is a baby light? So I just did a little bit of definition pulling so I could get the exact definition of what a baby light is. All right, I'm gonna separate this. I'm gonna do it in 2 sections. Basically, a baby light is hair that would mimic the lightning that you would get from being out in the sun from when you were a kid. And so normally when we would be doing a weave, we would, you know, split the section of hair that we want to paint on, right, drop out some, and then we would do a weave, right, thick or fine depending on how you liked it, and then you would paint that highlight. With Babylights, it is a little bit different. So we are going to be doing back-to-back foils, because that's the other thing about Babylights is that they are micro-weaved, but they're also done back-to-back. And so that is how you're achieving so much brightness. So the time consuming, the time aspect of it is a little bit more time consuming, and therefore it can actually cost a bit more in salon. What you want to do is take a very fine section and then let's just turn this around. All right, excuse my elbow for a second, but what you want to do is you're going for fine weaves, right? And I'm just doing it really slow because I want you to sort of follow along. All right, so you're micro weaving. All right, so there's little left behind, but as you can see, you have very fine micro weaves. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our traditional foil, I don't have an assistant to hand me them, so I'm going to have to do it myself. All right. I'm also a righty, which makes this a little bit more awkward considering my product is over here. But we're gonna make it work. All right, so I'm gonna apply some product just to be able to hold my foil. And now we're gonna just go back in and hold that foil where you want it. Apply your product. You want nice saturation. And because she doesn't have pre-lightened ends, we are going to saturate the entire length of hair. All right, we're gonna just swirl these ends back into the foil so we can get lightener on them. And then see where it's sort of clumped here? You wanna spread that out and then make sure that it's covered and saturated in lightener. Then you also wanna make sure that you are going back up and feathering that micro weave right to the hairline, right? With the human, we can get a little tighter than we can with the mannequin because the skin gives, whereas on the mannequin, the skin doesn't really give. So then we're going to place this closed. All right. We're going to close that packet however you find what your technique is. All right. I'm doing it sort of backwards. Again, I'm right-handed. I would normally be over there, but just for our setup today, I have to be the reverse. Okay, then we have our next section. Oh, let's just put this here. So again, we're gonna take some hair, and this back. And then again, we're going to split that in half like we would normally. We want a really thin section, right? Then again, we're going to microwave, right? So we're going to take really fine sections. I'm just going slow here so I can show you how fine they are. All right, so I'm going to take my foil, fold it over my comb, and drop that in. So it's nice and tight, nice and secure. I'm not a lefty, but I have to grab my brush this way, just so I can get some lightener to let the hair stick to the foil. And I can drop my comb for a second, and then continue on. You don't want to move around the hair too much because you don't want to pull your foil out. You want the hair to lay where it's living. I love how smooth the Majimeche is. It just has such a beautiful glide to it. Like I said, we're going to go back in. It slipped a little bit, right? But again, I'm not working from my optimal side, so you'll forgive me. And then we're going to close up that foil. And you want these to be neat. They're going to be around your guest's face. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually take the ones that are around the face and I'll actually bend them back so they're not sitting on her cheek, right? So she can still read a magazine. It's not really going to interrupt what I'm doing. All right. And now we're going to actually start to get into the upper hairline in the recession as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my sliver of hair from here. Actually, I feel like I need a bit more around that recession. All right, perfect. So I'm just go ahead and pin this part back out of the way. All right. So this is going to be the section I'm working with. Again, we're doing back to back. So it's really thin up here, but I can remove a little bit from here, because we don't want to remove 100% of her contrast. We want to leave some contrast so that her brights look brighter, right? If we removed all of the contrast, her brights are going to look a little dull. Okay. Again, pull it taut, and then go in with your microweave. So again, not a lot left out. Sorry for the noise. They are doing construction on 3 different apartments on my floor, and they started to remove all of the tiling today. So they are planning on replacing all of the tile work with vinyl flooring, which looks a lot better versus tile and carpet, right? But it means I have to put up with this noise. And unfortunately, since I have to put up with it, so do you. All right, so again, oh, sorry, I got this a little bit wrinkled, my apologies. So again, just saturating that fine microweave. Really good saturation. She's a little shorter down here. Still got to get those little tails, right? We can't leave those uncovered. Oops. Needs a little more saturation than I have. So let's go back and hit that one more time. And then I keep pulling my foils, so I keep having to readjust. But again, I'm doing this from my handicap side. But I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and seal up this one. And then I'm just going to continue on with my pattern. All right, moving it out of the guest's face. All right. What I'm going to do is going to continue it probably 2 more sections, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start to switch between horizontal placements and some diagonal back placements, so that when your guest pulls up her hair, there's no really harsh lines.